Hi, I'm Neil, and in this video we're going to look at the old Boy Scout motto, be prepared. Stay tuned. Most people every day carry a bag of some description to work, and this will be appropriate for the activity that they're involved in during that day. To go into work, then it might contain a notebook, sandwiches, a flask, or they might be going swimming, in which case it will contain a towel and a swimming costume. Also, actually on our person, we should also look at carrying a few well-chosen items to help us deal with life's little emergencies. And if necessary, these same items can be pressed into service to help us in a big emergency. To help us address the priorities of survival: protection, location, water and food. These items I carry on my person all the time, not in a kit, but just scattered about my person. And that's what we're going to look at today, those items and how to use them. Like most people, I carry a wallet with me pretty much everywhere I go. In my wallet, as well as credit cards, receipts, those type of items, I also carry a few other small items. Some first aid items, so some sticky plasters and an antiseptic wipe. Also in my wallet I have what's left of an old Swiss card, and inside that there's a small pair of scissors, a toothpick, a little pair of tweezers, a pen for writing messages down, a small nail file which also has a little screwdriver on the end. It also has an old piece of sticking plaster, and on the back a large safety pin. And those tend to be a few first aid items that I can carry with me. Obviously the safety pin, we can use that in several ways. It can also be used for repairing gear, or perhaps elevating a limb up out of the way if we need to. I rarely go places without my trousers or my house keys. And on my house keys I have several other items. A small gas lighter, very useful item. I also have a little mini pry bar, useful for everyday things like opening cans of paint, but also perhaps opening window latches if I need to escape from a building. Also on here, most people travel nowadays in one vehicle or another. It might be a motor car, it might be a train. And one of these items is designed to get you out of one of those in a hurry. It has a spring-loaded glass breaker, and it also has an item for cutting a seat belt to allow me to get out of a vehicle, or for perhaps me to get into a vehicle to get somebody else out. Finally, I have a little glow marker, so that even in complete darkness I can always find where my keys and these useful tools are. Finally, on my belt I carry four other items. Number one, a Swiss Army penknife. This is a German Army issue one. It has an awl, corkscrew, main blade, and a very useful saw blade. It's not terribly long, but it can be quite effective. It also has a screwdriver and a tin opener stroke bottle lifter. Really, really useful item. One thing to mention with these is for use in the United Kingdom, it needs to have a blade length of less than 3 inches. And this one I've had to modify, shorten slightly and turn it into a sheep's foot style blade to comply with those regulations. That makes it legal for me to carry on my person every day in the UK. To keep that sharp, I also have one of these small diamond stone and ceramic sharpeners. I think this is a DC3 or a DC4, made by Fountain even. Excellent for keeping my little knife nice and sharp. I also have an LED Lensa P5E torch. This runs on one AA battery. It gives me 20 hours of light. This one's also been slightly modified in that I've put Gorilla Tape, and it's about ½ a metre of Gorilla Tape wound around the head on it. Because again, you never know what life's little emergencies might throw up, and you may need that Gorilla Tape. The torch is useful obviously if you've got to get home after dark, but also if the lights suddenly go out, you're in a building or an underground system and you need to find your way to the surface. Last but not least, I like my fire steel. And this one has a striker that also has an emergency whistle. And these are the items that I carry every day. They're attached to my trouser belt, and wherever I go, whether it's out in the countryside, in town, or even in the city, I've always got these items on me. As well as carrying the gear and knowing the theory behind using it, you also need to get out there and practice some more. Keep practicing until you can do it in the dark, the rain, the cold and the wet, because you never know when you might have to use these skills. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you found it useful, please subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye for now.